Could Kegels actually be making your pelvic floor issues, your prolapse, worse? Maybe you've been diagnosed with a prolapse. Maybe you are dealing with leaking when you're coughing, you're sneezing, you're exercising, you're laughing, and you've been told that Kegels are the magical key in order to get your muscles down there strong again. But what if all those Kegels are actually making your issues worse? My name is June Melia. I've been a certified personal trainer for 25 years, and for the last 2.5 years, I have been on a mission to heal my own prolapse. So, what are Kegels? Kegels are a specific exercise that is designed to help strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. So, they're a contraction and a relaxation of the muscles of your pelvic floor. So, think of it like the muscles that work when you stop yourself from peeing midstream. Those are your pelvic floor muscles. And when they're not working optimally, you can have issues with your incontinence, with your peeing, and sometimes pooping too, but primarily with your peeing. So, what I have found personally is that Kegels, for me, actually cause more problems because I am a gripper. My pelvic floor muscles are very tight. And so, because of that, when I was doing Kegels, I was not able to relax my pelvic floor muscles. So, what was happening was my pelvic floor muscles were going into a constant state of contraction, of tightness. And that was impacting my low back. My glutes were in a constant state of contraction, and my abdominal muscles were in a constant state of contraction. So, what I found doing Kegels was actually that it was making my symptoms worse. And I realized this when I actually purchased an app to help with Kegels. It would go through patterns of tightening and relaxing, tightening and relaxing. And so you'd go follow this program, and within a week, my prolapse symptoms were worse than they had ever been. And so that caused me to stop and think for a minute. I thought that Kegels, I had done all this work to get myself about 90% healed. And for the average human, I was probably totally satisfactory healed. But as an athlete who enjoys running and jumping and all of that kind of stuff, I still wasn't really great and lifting. I was still feeling it if I pushed my limits or lifted things over my head. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to really buckle down and do my Kegels and see if that'll get me to that last 10%. Because I had made all sorts of lifestyle changes in order to get myself to a really good place. And so what happened was I started following this program religiously, which is what I do. When I start something, I'm very consistent. And within 7 to 10 days, my prolapse had blown out. So doing 5 minutes of focused Kegeling actually set me way back, which caused me to think a lot about why that would be. And I realized that because for me specifically, because my pelvic floor is focusing so much on contraction was actually a problem. And so it caused my abdominals and my glutes and all the muscles around my pelvic floor to actually pull in or pull towards and cause me to have more problems. So Kegeling could be a big problem if prolapse or your pelvic floor issues are caused by a tight pelvic floor. So the good news is that there are things that you can do that I have been doing for 2 years that really helped. And so I'm going to list them for you right now. The first thing I did was I changed some of my routine after I exercise. So after I exercise, I do specific stretches to stretch my low back, my inner thighs, my glutes, and I spend time in inversion. So I'm spending time upside down. So either I do that by putting something under my butt and I just hang out there. So like a block or anything that you want to have your legs up and you want to be inverted. And that totally helps, especially after you exercise. You're exercising in an inversion position where your hips are higher than your chest, like a bridge, but it's relaxed so that you need to have something under your bum. That is huge. Number 2 is making very simple changes to bathroom habits. Do not push your pee out when you're peeing. It should be just a relaxed flow of pee. And number 2, getting a squatty potty. And number 3 is focusing on specific breathing technique, diaphragmatic breathing, 360 breathing, so that you are getting full movement of your rib cage. I'm actually right now in a hotel room because I am in a workshop this weekend all about breathing for pelvic floor health, and it has been amazing. I'm learning so much about breathing in the pelvic floor, and breathing is huge. Okay, so if you feel like Kegels might be causing more problems than they are helping, stop doing them for a bit. Learn how to relax your pelvic floor, which is one last thing I'll tell you is reverse Kegels, which I should make a video about. Reverse Kegels are when you relax your pelvic floor. So there are times in my day where I feel like I'm clenching, and instead of clenching, I need to let your pelvic floor go. And that has been a really big help for me as I've been healing. So if you feel like Kegels have been either not helping or you have a suspicion that they may be winding you up a little bit, try inversion. Changing your bathroom habits, no pushing when you pee, and get a squatty potty. And also changing your breathing habits. Make sure that you are breathing all around your 360 breathing. So you're breathing all through your ribs here and expanding through your ribs, which will help with everything to move properly. Okay, so that's my suggestion for you. My name is June Melia. I've been a certified personal trainer for 25 years. I studied athletic training and exercise physiology, and I am on a mission to help my pelvic floor heal and pass that information along to you. So thanks so much for listening, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.